has been the scenario for schools across the country since March this year. Here in Nagaland, the state government shut down all educational institutions on March 17 due to the COVID-19 outbreak. And since teaching moved online, several challenges emerged, the biggest being technology. Classrooms were replaced by online learning on mobile phones. Most schools and colleges across the state, even those located in the remote corners of the state, were forced to adapt to the new system. This created a digital divide among the students, economically and geographically. Students in Tsuruhu village in Zunheboto district of Nagaland have no internet. They walk 3 kilometers up to a mountain top every day where there is network connectivity. Itileke Aye, a student of 6th standard, likes attending online classes but hates the 3-kilometer daily climb up to the mountain top.
I don't like attending online class because I have to go far at the mountain top in search of network to attend the class. Walking to the mountain top is very difficult, especially during rainy or cloudy days, and it even affects the network. But online classes are good for us as it helps us cope with our lesson.
The state's Mon district also shares a similar story of struggle. Zangkam village is yet to be electrified, and the residents here are dependent on solar panels and electric generators. Naman, a student of 10th standard in a government school, says internet connectivity is a big issue. Here too, there is one particular point in the village where they receive a proper telecom signal.
No, I don't like online classes. There are many reasons why I don't like online classes, but the top reasons are my village has no electricity. The only way to charge our phone is a generator and solar panels. I am lucky to have generator at home, but most of my friends do not have generator. So it is very difficult for us to charge our phones to be able to attend online classes even if we want to. Our village is very remote, so the network connectivity is very poor. We have access to 4G network only in some places. So I have to walk very long distance to attend my classes since my house do not get 4G network. Even in places with 4G, the network strength is very weak. So even if I attend the classes, I can hardly hear what the teachers is saying and cannot see anything from the blackboard. It is also impossible to clarify our doubts, especially in math and science.
The village church is one location where they managed to get 4G connectivity. Students like Zangtam downloads the notes shared in WhatsApp and later shares it with friends.
We don't have electricity and good networking. We prepare notes for exam at home, but then we don't get network from home. We go out in search of network, and especially we find the network at the church complex, and we download the notes there from the WhatsApp group, and we could prepare at home. Not only that, there are my neighbors, brothers and sisters. They are also facing a problem. Their parents doesn't have mobile phones, and I could distribute them from my phone, and in this way we are facing a lot of problem. And not only that, again, there are so many, like none of the village students could appear their exam from home because we don't have good networking, especially like 4G, and they went to town which they could work which they could walk around 30 to 40 kilometers to appear their exams.
The troubles are not just restricted to school students. Kwayo Konyak, a college student, says that they have to walk to the town, which is 30 to 40 kilometers away, or to a nearby village to attend online tests or exams.
I'm Kwayo Konyak. I belong to Zangam Village. Currently, I'm pursuing my BA course in Rangka Government College Mon. The current network connectivity of our village is, so to say, very poor because we are not finding a full-fledged or a complete stable 4G network from all the parts of our village. The only place where we find somehow stable 4G network is from our church complex only. And in this way, because of no network connectivity, because of no smooth networking system, we find much difficulties attending online classes or in browsing to our knowledge. Thus far, the network connectivity of our village is completely horrible and it's very poor.
Long walks for any of the basic need is a regular affair for the locals of Zangkam village. They have to walk on foot for hours to go to the towns to get their household essentials. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19, the school education came across an unprecedented challenge of continuing classes without resuming schools. Television and radio were the first solution they opted for, but this did not work for everyone. The school education department broadcasted the first digital lessons through the All India Radio and Doordarshan on May 1st, 2020. It soon fell into their notice that most students remained inaccessible to the one-time broadcast. The department then decided to change plans.
So, the telecast with Doordarshan and All India Radio, it's one time. Means you miss today's lesson, you miss it forever. So, we didn't want that to happen because we have issues of power outage and there are some places where you won't get even Doordarshan also. People are not using All India Radio much. Then we thought that we should start some YouTube page and Facebook page, and we uploaded all the telecasted videos in those platforms. Then later GeoTV also came into picture. Then initially we focused on the higher classes, class 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Then we even came up to the lower classes 5, 6 and 7.
Nagaland has 1,069 primary government schools, 627 middle schools, 247 high schools and 44 higher secondary schools. These institutions have a total of around 1,69,548 students. In order to keep the lessons uninterrupted, the education department tried various methods. They even tried distributing lessons recorded on pen drives.
We cannot be 100% sure that every child in every nook and corner of the state is covered, but we are trying our best. And then later it came up to this pen drive, which became a little bit controversial, if you know. See, the idea was very simple. The idea was not giving a pen drive to the students or something, but the idea was that there were some cases where they were not getting internet, but the village or the community had a computer or laptop. For example, the Suruhu village, they had a computer with the church. So they were ready to use that computer for the students, but they needed the lessons and they are not able to access YouTube or Facebook where they can download the lessons. So then we thought that we should give them the pen drives with loaded lessons so that they can have a laptop or a computer with the church or with the school or with the students union in those villages, so that the students can be called class-wise, make them sit with social distancing, then make them access these videos.
The education department has also come up with a school monitoring software to keep an eye on the activities of the schools and their interactions with the students. Those in charge contact the school heads if a report of the students' activities has not been shared. So far, around 95% of the government schools across the state have been registered in the software. The troubles were not just restricted to students. Teachers also faced an unexpected task of holding online classing without having the physical presence of the students around them. Vinuka Shohe, a math teacher from Government Middle School Dikel Kohima, has never had the experience of holding online classes before the outbreak of COVID-19. He, however, believes that it is the teacher's job to adjust to the environment according to the children's understanding.
It was a bit tough for us to switch from classroom atmosphere environment to online classes because mainly we do not have any feedbacks, we can't have any interaction with the students, so it becomes a bit impossible for us to understand what what the children have understood, and it becomes very difficult for us to assess also. So from a classroom environment suddenly switching over to an online classes, it was like very difficult for me to adjust with at first, because as a teacher we always we try to adjust to the environment according to the children's understanding. We teach, they respond, and according to that we try to deliver our lessons. But in an online class, of course it's a new method that we have approached because of this pandemic, but at the same time we're also facing difficulties because we cannot go to the extent where we dwell very deep into the lessons and try to make the children understand because of time constraints and all other difficulties. So yeah, it's quite new for us. So I think most of us teachers are also facing problems here. To be very honest, I think our department is also trying really hard to reach out to the students out there. But at the same time, even teachers, we are also facing a lot of difficulties here. We are, as I said earlier, we are really used to interactions with students. So basically when it comes to online classes, I think somewhere in between we miss out on things where we could have tried to explore more into different topics and all. But more or less, I think this is, in one way helping our students. I hope that it is helping our students.
Atinyo Sekose, a teacher in Fernwood School, believes in the culture of Nagaland to learn things from scratch, and that this is going to help in making the process of learning more independent in the long run.
If Ben is here, it would have been so nice because he would really bring out some roar.
Digital divide here is the same thing that everyone across the globe faces at this particular point of time. And if we think about it, coming to our context here, education is important, we are saying, but we are learning from this online medium, and it is creating a lot of havoc. Maybe some of you might be thinking in that way, but if we think about it, we started from scratch. Thinking in the context of Nagaland, we started from scratch. Our forefathers, they do not know how to utter a single word, or for that matter, letters, and yet they pick up the books, and just simply going through the books, they are learning. And again, like I said, from the kind of environment that they were exposed to, from the little kinds of environment that they were exposed to, they pick up so many things, and this is where we are today now. And if we think about it in that manner, I think on the brighter side again, this is going to help us, in fact, learners to be more independent learners in the long run. And in fact, that is the whole point of education. We are all striving to come to a point where we are independent learners. So ultimately that is our goal, and we are working on that. And thinking about it in the context of remote areas where people are not able to access internet and so on, or have gadgets and so on, you would find that this whole thing, having a positive outlook would really help us. In fact, this is going to blend in the relationship of the parents and the the children and so on. And in fact, I would also like to request the parents to have that kind of a positive outlook in the upbringing of the child. Your child is not missing out on a lot of things. I'm telling you, your child is in fact learning to adapt to a new thing, which is learning in itself, and your child is learning things by himself or herself, which is what we all wanted. So our goal is the same thing, and I hope with that you would also continue to encourage your child to learn. And also children are these days, like I said, very techno-savvy, and as parents, if you are also learning from your children, then we are all in this together collectively, and we are building up this new generation and having a say in all this.
Along with the state's education department and the teachers, there are several communities that have stepped up to keep the process of learning uninterrupted. In Tsuruhu village under Zunheboto district, the student body has taken it upon themselves to bridge the gap between the students and their online classes. Tsuruhu is a small village under Zunheboto district and is around 75 kilometers away from Zunheboto town, with a total population of around 400. The Tsuruhu Students' Union and the village community set up a shift school on the top of a hill, the only place in the village area with good network reception.
When the government initiates the idea of taking online classes, since my village, it is located in a remote area of Nagaland where network is not accessible. Thus, with the students' body and village community, came up with the ideas to trace the network outside the village area where network is accessible. Thus, upon finding the location, we started to set up the camp and help the students to attend online class. Frequent rainfall, which not only affect the students, but it also affect the stability of network. Most of my village people are daily wagers, so it is very difficult for them to buy smartphones to give their children to attend online classes. At first, the reaction of the students was not that positive because they have to walk miles every day to attend online classes. But on the other hand, parents were very happy because their children or their students are coping up with the present situation even when the pandemic is going on.
The parents feel nothing but happiness since the student body made a mammoth task much easier. Rokato Jimo is one such parent from the village.
Aro itia ami kan bostite ekdom ami kan hi rasta na thaka bara ami kan bi keti soti kurikena aro handicraft ki kurikena bacha kan hi pari thage aro ami kan itia tu uphale jawon nadia hoi jaise aro ami kan bi gari bi nai aro ami kan bi bosti uphale bosti je jawon nadia hoi jaise ami kan itu kan rasta ekdom digdar hoi gena itu lockdown ha to ami kan karani to ekdom mondu koi gena boy ase aro ekdom digdar pa ase kile mani ami kan to iku bazar hi nai iku digan bi nai rasta bi nai aro ami kan to handicraft kore gena itu khali tu bikhai gena bacha kan ke bali thage itu karani ami kan to bishi digdar pai gena bohi jaise hole bi ekta rasta te ami kan bal ha to itu student kan ke ekdom khushi batu tai kan hi mon dikena jungle te jai gena uphale jai gena ni tai kan hi network pa jaga te jai gena exam dia bara ami kan ekdom tai kan ke khushi pa ase aro isopra tai kan ke morom dibo.
Following the lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic, focus has not only been on the state's health sector, but the education sector received much attention. This compelled the state government, students, teachers, parents and the community to step up to the challenges together. With the current relaxations, the state is not limping back to normalcy. And as the world adapts to a new way of life with COVID-19, will learning in classrooms be any different? I'm Madeline Ambrosia reporting for EastMojo from Kohima. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.